Livermore Public Library. My name is Caitlin, and today we'll be doing an experiment. Here are the supplies we'll need: paper towels, sealable plastic bags, dried beans, a permanent marker, and some water. To begin, let's start by wetting our paper towels. Fold it up a little bit, dunk it in my water. You want to make sure to wring out most of the water. The paper towel needs to be damp, not dripping. Now we're going to unfold it so it's just about the same size as your plastic bag. Open up the bag and insert the wet paper towel, just like this. Let's repeat that for the other two paper towels. So fold it, get it wet, wring it out, unfold it, and into the plastic bag. Last time, fold our paper towel, get it wet, wring it out, and then insert it into the last bag. Now I'm doing 3 separate bags because I have 3 different kinds of beans. You can use whichever beans you have available in your pantry, but I found that I have black beans, pinto beans, and red beans. Now, to germinate our beans, we are going to take all of the same kind of beans and put them each into their own little baggie. So, let's begin with the pinto beans. I'm going to place the pinto beans a little bit apart from one another inside the bag. I have 5 beans here. You can use however many is convenient for you. So beans in the bag. There we go. So there's 5 beans in the bag. You want to put them between the layer of plastic of the bag and the layer of wet paper towel. And you're going to seal it. Move on to the next kind of bean. You can do as many different kinds of beans as you'd like. You might not have 3 different kinds of beans, and that's okay. It's still a fun experiment to do if you only have 1 kind of bean. So in the bag they go. This one's going to have our black beans in it. Spread them out a little bit. And this last bag will have our red beans in them. All right. So there are our 3 different bags of beans. Again, I'm using 3 separate bags because I have 3 kinds of beans. If you don't have 3 kinds of beans, use however many bags as is necessary to do the beans that you have. Now, next we're going to use our marker. Be careful if you're using a permanent marker. We don't want to get marks anywhere they don't belong. For now, I'm going to mark each bag with today's date and what kind of bean is inside. So, today is April 15th, and this is a black bean. Labeled, very nice. I'll do the same for the other 2 bags. Red bean. And our pinto beans. Now, these need to go inside a sunny window. That way, the sunlight will warm the beans and encourage them to germinate. What's germination? Well, that's when they start to sprout. All right, now that you have your beans in their bags, all you have to do is tape them in a sunny window. South facing works best, but so long as it gets some sunlight, it'll do just fine. Once they're taped in the window, all we have to do is wait.
Here we are on our first full day. As you can see, there's not much activity, but it looks like the skin of the red bean is starting to split apart. Day 2 doesn't look much different. Notice the condensation on the inside of each bag. Those are the little water droplets you see. On day 3, there's finally some signs of life from the black beans and the pinto beans. Do you see little sprouts starting? On day 4, we see an additional sprout in the black bean bag. Plus, the sprouts from the previous day in both the black beans and the pinto beans have gotten longer. On day 5, we notice some changes. There's an additional sprout in the pinto bean bag. Plus, the existing sprouts from before in the black bean and the pinto bean bags have gotten longer. However, it looks like there are some spots of mildew developing in the black bean and the pinto bean bags. No real changes for the red beans in several days. I wonder why that is. Here's day 6. Look closely at the oldest black bean sprout. Do you notice that it's starting to fork into several different little stems? That's pretty cool. The same goes for the pinto bean sprout as well. Here we are on day 7, the last day of this experiment. All 5 black beans have sprouted at this point. The same with the pinto beans. For both the black beans and the pinto beans, several of them have very long sprouts, and a few of them are even starting to turn green. Unfortunately, none of the red beans ended up sprouting, though 2 of them did try. There are spots of mildew in all 3 bags at this point, so I would highly recommend rinsing off your beans before you place them in the bag.
So now that you've seen how my experiment turned out, how are you going to design your experiment? If you have different kinds of beans like I did, maybe you can see which one grows the longest after 1 week. Or if you only have one kind of bean, perhaps you could put baggies in different windows and see which window gives the best light for sprouting your beans. It's up to you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you are able to do this experiment on your own. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.